The San Marcos River runs 260 miles from San Marcos, Texas to the Gulf of Mexico. A stretch of the river runs right through the heart of Texas State University. It is a resource enjoyed by hundreds of students and community members alike each year. Unfortunately, its clear waters are slowly becoming clouded. It is home to more than 6 species of turtles, 19 species of fish, and many different plants. Of the abundant life that inhabits the river, 7 species are listed as endangered or threatened. Texas State University values the river and puts forth effort to keep it clean and in nice condition. Adversely, construction done on or around the campus, visitors to Sewell Park, and the carelessness of college students counteracts the efforts put forth by the university and continues to add pollutants to the river. The growing population at Texas State forces the city of San Marcos to build more apartment complexes and other housing buildings, along with making improvements on campus. It seems the city is constantly under construction. The construction companies do their best to keep the waste under control, but sometimes mistakes are made. For example, in August of 2014, a sewage line broke on a construction site and 15,000 gallons of raw sewage were dumped into the river. While the workers did attempt to clean the water as much as possible, there were about 20,000 gallons of sewage they were not able to get out. The Texas State students are a large contribution to the pollution. Many fail to realize that because the university sits atop a hill and the river is at the bottom, any time it rains, the trash on the ground is washed into the river. Our staff was able to create an interactive model at the Meadows Center to put this into perspective.
Okay, so here is a topographic sand map, and it's interactive. The green represents all the flat land, and then the red, it comes together to form a hill, which represents the university. And this is our little university. And then right here you have litter, which is represented by a nickel. When the rain comes, oh, and then this is our river. And then when the rain comes down, the trash comes down with it into the river. And the litter goes into the river, which is very harmful.
We also asked a few students at Sewell Park some questions to test their knowledge on the river and pollution.
Go here?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Why do you like coming to the river?
The sun. The sun.
Yeah.
I like jumping in the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a good way to relax. Definitely after finals.
Yeah.
So do you know how many endangered species live in the river?
No.
Okay, there's Can you like take a guess? It's a lot less than you'll think, because I've had people guess in the thousands.
120.
It's a lot less.
50.
A lot less.
30.
Do you know what type of product is banned from the parks? You have, or your choices are plastic, latex, or styrofoam. Do you know the maximum fine for littering in the river? No. $250. Do you know what kind of products or what type of products are banned? Like, so plastic, latex, or styrofoam?
What's banned here?
Yeah.
Like,
Out of those, yeah.
Oh, sorry, say this again?
Plastic, latex, or styrofoam?
Styrofoam.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know what the maximum fine is if you litter here?
250.
Yeah. Do you know how many pounds of trash was collected at this year's annual Texas River Cleanup?
A lot, probably.
17,000 pounds of trash. Do you know how many pounds of trash was collected here at the annual Great Texas River Cleanup?
How many pounds?
Yeah.
200.
More?
300. Round up. 500.
It's in the thousands.
1,000?
No. 17,000 pounds.
A popular graduation picture taken by girls is with confetti raining down on them. These pictures are taken all over the city, and typically the confetti pieces are left where they are landed. These tiny pieces of plastic begin to dissolve in the river and let out chemicals that are incredibly dangerous to the species in the river, specifically those that are endangered or threatened. Many drink containers are allowed at the river, but the one that is not is styrofoam. Like the confetti, the styrofoam let off chemicals while breaking down, and if it's consumed by a fish, it's deadly. If the pollutants aren't controlled, they can be incredibly harmful to the endangered and threatened species who call the river their home.
Some of the endangered species threatened by the pollution include the blind salamander, which can only be found in the depths of Spring Lake that feed the river. The salamanders live in total darkness inside of a cave at the bottom of the man-made lake, so they have adapted and have no eyes or pigment in their skin. They hunt their prey, small shrimp and snails, by sending slight pressure changes in the water. The fountain darter has been on the endangered species list since 1970. These tiny fish, also found in the Comal River, get their names from their hunting style. They sit perfectly still until their prey, small insects and crustaceans, swim past, and then they dart to catch them. If you look into the water, the wild rice seems to be abundant. However, according to edwardsaquifer.net, in the 1930s, it was so abundant that a local irrigation company considered it a difficult task to keep plants from clogging its ditches. Texas wild rice is a source of food for all kinds of fish, turtles, and other creatures. If the chemicals being put off by the styrofoam and confetti are let into the water, they will be taken in by the plant's roots as nutrients for the plant, thus killing not only the wild rice, but the animals and fish that may eat it. Texas State University and the San Marcos community put forth many efforts to keep the river as clean as possible. For the last 31 years, a group of volunteers from the school and community alike have come together for the annual Great Texas River Cleanup. They spend the entire day scraping the bottom of the river and the creeks that feed it to get as much trash and pollutants out as possible. In 2016, 7,000 volunteers removed 17,000 pounds of trash, including 77 tires and 7,300 pounds of recyclables. What we now know as the Meadows Center was once Aquarina Springs Amusement Park. The park was home to the world's only underwater submarine theater, where you could watch mermaids have an underwater tea party and Ralph the swimming pig. The university bought the property in 1994 and immediately began to make changes. They took away all of the attractions but one, the glass-bottom boats. Texas State aimed to create an educational center that was still fun and interesting, but also made visitors aware of how special our river truly is and why we need to respect it. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you have had a knowledgeable and interesting journey with us. Our main goal for this program is to show that while Texas State and the surrounding community puts great effort into keeping our beloved river clean, we all must contribute. The first step is knowing, the second is doing. We've helped you with the first, now go out and take action.